Over the last years, Riot has released multiple champions with complex and unique abilities. We had a cat on a boat that attaches to other champions, a support that has to steal kills, an escaped prisoner that steals other champions' ultimates, and a support marksman hypercarry healer lethality sniper that deals so much damage and heals her own team by shooting them. And then Riot released Aphelios, a monstrosity with not one, not two, but 5 guns. And let's be honest, if they could, they would have added more weapons. So I did the unthinkable. I went to my local Riot ritual ground in the forest and I sacrificed a champion, this piece of paper with this League Partner program code, some spice and of course, a lot of salt. Then I added some cash and just hoped that the Riot gods would appreciate this offer and would just release a more simple champion for Why do I hear boss music?
This is gonna hurt!
Hey guys, it's Hypersugar and these are the metacarpal bones. And this is a very serious guide on how to play Sett.
I'm undisputed.
Now before we start this video, I just want to say there will be no WWE, Dragon Ball Z or JoJo references because everyone knows that Sett is somewhat inspired by these and it would be very uncreative to just put that joke in there. Sett is an Ionian mob boss that isn't scared of taking a fight. His passive is Pit Grit and it gives Sett a 1-2 punch auto attack. Now you see, as a child Sett was dropped on his left arm, so that one it hits weak, it's like a soft slap. But his right one, woo boy, you better prepare because this one hits faster and harder. Oh wait, it actually only does this much extra damage? And on top of all of that, he also has regeneration like a boss, because after all his title is the boss.
The boss is here.
In a world of the Shadow Reaper, the Steel Shadow, and the Weapon of the Faithful, Sett is simply the boss. Look on his splash art, look how he's sitting there, all smug, with Discount Katarina and Knockoff Yasuo by his sides.
The fuck is a knockoff Yasuo?
You called me a what?
If I can give my humble opinion.
Some beatings you just gotta do yourself.
Ugh, Sett, you ruined my makeup.
Sett's... No, not that one. Sett's Q is Knuckle Down. Activating it gives Sett movement speed towards enemy champions and empowers his next 2 auto attacks to deal extra damage based on the target's maximum health. This makes him a very effective champion to beat up those tanks. Activating Q works to reset your auto attack, so take that to your advantage while you're punching your enemies to death.
Oh no!
Sett's ult is Haymaker. Sett stores damage taken over time as grit. Hyper, I'm sorry, that actually, that's not his ult. What do you mean that's not his ultimate? Yeah, it's just his W. You're telling me that the ability that gives him a shield and does true damage is not his ultimate? No, but for real, if this is not his ultimate, what are they gonna make next? A champion that can turn off the turrets? Sett's W is Haymaker. After being beaten by it, you're gonna need a cardiac pacemaker. Do you know what they call Sett making cocktails? A cocktail shaker. Circuit breaker. Caretaker. Honestly, I don't know where this joke is going. I guess we just don't have a punchline. Sett stores a part of his damage taken as grit, and upon activating W, he haymakers in front of him, dealing damage based on his grit, while also gaining a shield. Oh, also he deals true damage in the center line and like it's crazy. So when you're fighting Sett and you suddenly see that bar turn yellow and he starts glowing, it's time to run. As the great mathematician Pierre de Fermat once said, when fighting Sett, you think you're winning, but you didn't do the math. Sett's E is...
Facebreaker!
Okay. Like I said, Sett's E is...
Facebreaker!
Sett drags enemies in front and behind him towards each other, slamming their faces and stunning them. It's a bit like what children do when they play with dolls or action figures, like slamming them into each other. Also, if there's no enemy at each side, he will drag the target close and slow them instead. Even though the indicators show a rectangle, Sett actually drags everything around him with him as the center point. So you can effectively stun enemies at each side of Sett. Also, did you know that Sett's dance is him doing sit-ups? And that spamming it in a fight will give your opponent some brain lag, causing them to miss their skill shots. Works 100% of the time. Sett's ultimate move is a slam dunk that even famous wrestlers would be jealous of. He picks up his victim, 360s them into the air and then slams them back down in the ground so hard the target gets sent back to 1973. And if you somehow doubt me and you think I'm lying, just go look for yourself. Sett damages and slows everyone around the impact zone, and also deals damage based on the bonus HP of his ulted target. This ability just feels so powerful. I mean, he can pick up a giant rock like it's nothing and just slam it into the ground. If Sett would exist in real life, the Notre Dame would have never been burned down because he would have just ulted the fire away. You want to use this ult to slam the enemy tank back into their backline or just to deliver one of their carries into your team. Hey, anyone ordered a Jinx? Now that you got to know Sett, here are some tips and tricks. You can flash Sett's W, allowing you to reposition the ability. This is great to surprise your enemies with a Haymaker they did not see coming. Sett's ult makes you unstoppable, so timing it correctly can allow you to dodge certain spells. His ult also can travel over small walls, while hitting a bigger wall will cause the animation to end fast. Sett will also always end up behind his ulted target after the ultimate animation, so keep that in mind if you want to follow up with a Facebreaker. All in all, Sett is a very straightforward champion that's really cool looking and not that hard to play. I'm really happy that Riot added him. Mortal fool. Did you really think you would end this video without a montage filled with pop culture references and memes? What? No, I'm ending the video right now. What are you talking about? You're too late. It's already begun. The signs were there. You just failed to see them. No, this can't be true. I did my best so hard. No. Stop. No, please. No.
This is gonna hurt! Watch out, watch out, watch out! Get over here!
Now you know everything you need to know to go beat up your enemies with Sett. Guys, thank you so much for watching the first episode of the very serious guide. This was a bit of a pilot episode to see how it does and if you guys enjoyed. I'm trying to mix information with editing, jokes and whatever ideas I come up with to illustrate the things I want to talk about. So I will possibly make more of these, but since they're very time consuming, they won't be as often unless they somehow really do great and everyone wants to see more. So let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed it, leave a like if you did, and tell me what champion you would like to see in this kind of video. You can also subscribe if you're looking for more gaming and League of Legends content. You can also follow me on Twitter at itshypersugar, link is in the description. That was the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll leave you with a clip from the very first Sett game that we played. So good.
Did he try to pick me something? Oh my god, this is just so unbalanced.
It's vento.
So unbalanced.
Help me, I want it.
Book the footage of it.
Easy!
Legit 2v5. I did 2v5, balance.
Looks like I brought my fist to a knife fight. Honestly, I feel bad for the knives.